50-50?
Yeah. You don't think so?
No.
Why not?
50-50 is not going to happen, even though I'm a strong, independent woman. A man is supposed to be the head of household. I think 50-50 is not providing. 50-50 in what?
The bills.
Just like all of them?
The household bills, yeah? No, speak now, forever hold your peace.
Right now, Will and I are not what I envision in my ideal marriage. If we can't get on the same level when it comes to gender roles, it's not gonna work.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You already know what time it is. Are you mad, you lean? You already know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, baby. Can we work it out? Can we be a family? Promise I'll be better. Daddy, please only. Oh, listen, we're about to get into this new video. Basically, I'm doing a response in regards to the latest video I put up. If you guys haven't seen it, it's Married at First Sight. A lot of comments went on that was a bit wide for me. I was a bit, woo, gay. I was thinking to myself, right, that's a bit mad. So I wanted to do a response to that. And it's basically, as you saw by the title, should a man provide? First, I want to say this thing as well. It's basically, there's a mentality that flies around the air and there's truth that governs the ground. And what I mean by that is this. There are things that are said, ideologies, thoughts, ideas, fantasies that people have that hang around the air that often cloud a lot of people's judgment. What I mean by that is often people who have not gone through that situation at all, and two, a mentality that governs sometimes your actions. So, for instance, somebody might say, "Oh, black women, they're loud and ghetto." Now, it's something that circulates the air, but when you get to grips of actually knowing a black woman, you find out that's absolutely not true. The truth will tell you when you get to the ground. And so when I look at the situation, whether we should pay 50-50 in terms of men and women, I look at it as this. There's a lot of talk that goes in the air, but when it comes to the relationship, what happens on the ground? Now, I understand my diaspora and my audience is predominantly more women who are around about 30 to 40, 50. If you want to say, I looked at my demographics and I realized it's 30 to 40 to 50. Why did I say 30, 40, 50? 30 to 50. And a lot of them are black women of America, all right? And so I'm coming from the UK as a male. And I'm 27, so I'm looking at things a little bit differently. Now, I can understand when you're 30 or 40, you have a different mindset. You've seen many different things. Not only that, you're coming from a place called America, which you may have a different experience of what men are meant to do. I'm coming from UK, and I feel like, not that we have a more realistic way of viewing things, but in the sense of, I've had a lot of conversations with females, and it's completely opposite to what you guys have put into the comment section. When I say you guys, it's not everybody. But a lot of people commented on that video, and I was like, "Whoa, where is this coming from?" But I've grown to always understand different points of view. So I'm putting it out there. There is a mentality that circles the air, but there's truth on the ground. One point that was actually made was that obviously, in terms of there being 50-50 in paying for bills within a household, is someone mentioned, a lot of people mentioned, who earns more. And I think this is very key because when it comes to Will and Jasmine in their video, just going on back of that, we didn't know who earns more. What we do know is they both have a house. Okay, so they both clearly earn enough to be able to buy their own house, and they both have their own income. So when it comes to a relationship, you really have to gauge it in terms of who earns more at that particular time of moment. And it may shift and it may move because of the fact of your wages and salaries will shift as time goes on. One thing I want to point out is that a man's masculinity cannot be tied in solely to provision financially. And I think this is where I had to digress from a lot of people in the comment section, because I see this is why a lot of men are dodging. And this is why a lot of females will ask, I think someone even asked me, I was talking to someone on the weekend, mentioning this. Why is it that guys feel like they don't want to enter a relationship because of they haven't got their finances all together, and it's because of the comment section, because of a perceived mentality that circles the air. But when you get to the ground, what's the truth? The truth of the matter is, there are a lot of women. I think a majority of women, yeah, when a man approaches them with sincerity and an honesty that, look, I'm trying to grind here, and right now I haven't got it all together, but I'm trying to work with you. You know what I'm saying? Right now, yes, I'm saying 50-50. I would love to get to a stage where I'm earning more. And I may never get to a stage where I can say, I'm going to pay all your bills. Do you know what I'm saying? We may not be struggling, but we may not ever get to a point where I'm paying all my bills off. And so I feel like a lot of women, especially in the UK for me, have understood that. You know what I'm saying? But the comment section threw me all off. And like I said, the difference between me being 27 and someone being 40 is that time has elapsed. You know what I'm saying? And your mindset is in a complete different place because of how you perceive time and how you perceive where you should and shouldn't be at that particular age. So I do understand in that regard. But in dictating who should pay more in a relationship or who should pay, if they should be 50-50, let's look at wages. Why are we automatically lacing it on a man to provide everything when we're in 2019? Women have fought and died for equality, not only in relationships but for pay too. So you're going out to work to earn a living, to earn as much as I am, to put yourself back in a position where you're actually going to be on hand and foot to me. Which leads me to my second point. Because a lot of the comments lacked a depth, when I say depth, an explanation in terms of what the woman will be doing when the man is providing everything. I said, even if the woman stays home, yeah, and looks after the kids, right, you leave yourself open and susceptible for the man to abuse you. And the reason why I say that is because, listen, absolute power corrupts. And what money is a currency, it flows, so does power. And so power is meant to, just like a current that flows, electronic current, it has to flow. So what money does, it allows the power of the individual to flow in the relationship. So if I earn more than you, not even if I earn more than you, if I earn all the money and you don't earn anything, and you're going to be now having to wait on what I'm saying so you can stay at home and look after the kids, as some of you were saying, then you're going to cause yourself problems in 2019. A lot of us guys can't handle that, cuz. You understand? So as much as we like the idea of it, we don't fully grasp the concept of it, and we're not fully able to appreciate it. So I'm saying to you, listen, there's a case of abuse that could come into the play here, which is, oh, I earn the money, or you do as I say and do as I am. And that's what I'm saying. And because a lot of women were saying, okay, you know, the man is a man's job is to be a provider. And someone even correctly quoted scripture, because this was on my mind too. But the Bible says if a man can't provide for his family, it's like something's like a real big insult. Do you know what I'm saying? And that provision is not solely on just being the fact that financially you can provide. And what is provision financially providing for your family? Is it making 50k? Is it making 100k? Is it making 150k? It's making whatever you have work, providing what you can with what you've been given. Do you know what I'm saying? So when people are looking at it in provision wise, what is provision? You know what I'm saying? I know that finance. I do understand paying some bills. Yeah, being able to buy food, whatever, all that kind of basic necessities. But is that all provision is? And is that all a man is to you? That his role in gender roles, because this plays into gender roles, and according to obviously the Will and Jasmine video. You know, Jasmine was unsure in terms of gender roles because she flipped between the two. That's what I was trying to say. And I feel like in the comment section too, there was a lot of flipping, which is basically trying to be a hybrid. You want to work, and I should work, and then I'll pay the bills, and you keep your money. Are you mad? Come and see common sense. That's why I said a lot of some of the comments lacked a depth. I'm not saying every comment. There was a lot of good comments, and even ones that I didn't agree with, but had made good points and very depth. And actually added to that and explained their point. But I felt like a lot of the points didn't give us the roots of what they were saying. So there was a bit like if I saw that and if I was a guy and I saw that and I was trying to date a girl and she had said that, I'd be like, yeah, I'm turned off, because what you're asking me to be is a mule. You're not asking for a man. You're asking for a mule. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I said, because we are in 2019, and if we fought for equal rights, I'm not saying a woman has to pay equally to me. I'll give my opinion at the end, but I'm saying you have to deep it that you fought in 2019 for all these rights, and yes, women have not reached the gap in terms of equality, in terms of pay. But a lot of you women are actually earning more than men. This is the crazy thing. At my age, anyway, a lot of women are earning more than men. So at this particular time, it makes no sense for me to tell you 50-50. I can't afford 50-50. I can't afford 50-50 if you're earning more than me and we're going to be buying things on your salary more so. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, I feel like there should always be a discussion in terms of who's going to pay what. You know what I'm saying? And quite rightly so, I will also put this point across. I totally understand the woman's point of view in terms of the fact that, you know what, a woman staying at home looking after the kids, etc., a man should go out and maybe, earn bread. Totally get that. If that's what you guys are agreeing on, totally get that, and I can see the logic of that, because it makes sense. I'm doing my part of the job, you're doing your part of the job. One thing I want to say though, it hurts me because the comment section is predominantly black. It hurts me because when I look at other races, I see teamwork. I don't see that in black households. I see competition again. It's like I shouldn't say competition. I see a lack of teamwork, and I see almost a shunning of teamwork. You're saying 50-50. Okay, how about this? In the Will and Jasmine situation, they both own a house. How about somebody make a suggestion that, listen, hey, we can actually power couple here. Your money is my money, yeah? This is why we have joint accounts. Your money is my money. One of us sell our home, we move into your house, put my name on the deeds, not a problem, but we sell on the homes, and now we've got extra income that's there for us. We can now put that into investments. We can buy another house if you wanted to. You know what I'm saying? We can even keep the house that you have or I have and start using that to rent out and make money from. But ain't nobody pick up on that. Everybody's telling how Will should have paid money. He should pay money. And that's what I'm trying to say. But we have this mentality as black people that's to tear each other down instead of actually building. So a lot of you are saying, okay, cool, man should be a provider. Well, when a man tells you, I want you to cook today, you better cook. If you're telling him to be a provider and that's his sole job, bring the bacon home, and you're gonna stay, not even that you're gonna stay at home. Because like I said, it wasn't fulfilling. But he's a provider. He earns the most money. Now he's gonna start telling you what to do. Would you be okay with that? You wouldn't expect that, but that's what you're gonna put yourself in a position to. If you're saying all his role is to do is provide for you, then when he tells you should do this, you do it. When I tell you to move, you should move. When I say, listen, this decision we're taking, I'm taking it. I don't care what you're saying. I'm taking it. When I bring the bacon home, I don't hear your voice. What are you gonna say then? Do you see what I'm saying? It leaves a room for a lot of that abuse I'm talking about. Now, a lot of people are going to say, that's not the point I was making. Well, I'm saying, listen, when you put your point across, if you don't give the root of things, this is what happens. I also understand that there are women that will be happy to be housewife, and that's not a problem. Again, that's not a problem. But let's not put that image across that my man should provide for me. But rather say, listen, I'm actually a woman that would love to have a man take care of me if he can. The if I can doesn't put you have to do it. It puts again a clause there like, look, I would love to be able to stay home. If my man could afford it, I would stay at home and look after the kids. But a lot of people didn't say that. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm trying to deep it. We're causing ourselves a lot of pain and strife with the words we're saying and with the ideologies that we've built up that are in the air, but when you get to the ground, that ain't the truth. Do you get me? Cool. I totally understand as well. I picked up on a point that, there are a lot of men who, when the woman obviously has a kid, the man, although they're doing 50-50 in terms of bills, the man is not picking up the slack. So the woman will look after the kids. She'll cook, she'll clean, And she's absolutely right. There are a lot of men who will say 50-50 in bills and not do 50-50% of the work in the house. Those men are not your men. Don't choose them. This is a discussion before you get into a relationship that should be had. Or before you get deep in a relationship, this should be had. You know what I'm saying? Or before you get married, this should be had. Because at the end of the day, let me tell you this now. As a man myself, I don't care how much I'm making. I want to be involved in my children's lives. So, but there may naturally be the fact that my woman may spend more time with the kids. It may naturally happen that way. I wouldn't mind. But let me flip it. Okay, let's say the woman goes out to work and I stay at home. Would you guys have a problem? Probably would. If I said I'm gonna stay at home, look after the kids, clean, do the house, a lot of people would have a problem with that. There was a few comments that saying, okay, if we're paying 50-50, you're my roommate now. What nonsense is that? Why are you thinking that somebody you're paying 50-50 is a roommate? If we earn the same amount of money, how have you become a roommate for paying after bills? Now, I know some of you have made a point of, you took me from my dad's home, etc., etc. I didn't come to struggle. Some of you are acting as if that you came from prestigious homes. You came from normal homes. You know what I'm saying? Where your dad and mom used credit cards to pay some of the bills and you didn't even realize. Don't open your mouth to talk about riches that you're not rich. Like, it drives me nuts because we've created this false narrative. And this is us black people creating this narrative of in the air, but the truth when it lands down ain't the truth. So what I'm saying is, like, a few people say like, oh, you took me from my dad's house and I was comfortable. Were you? No, were you? You said you can get anything you wanted. Did you get everything you wanted? Were you? A lot of you did. I'm not saying to everybody, but a lot of you, did you get everything you wanted from your dad? Anything you wanted, did he provide it? Or did he sometimes say, listen, look, we're not getting that. You don't need that. And that you don't need that means I can't afford that. Do you get what I'm saying? So a lot of people have made comments as if they're coming from rich homes. You're coming from the same home another man's coming from. And you're saying, oh, I came from my dad's house and I'm not going to come into struggle. The reason why you're struggling is because you've not seen teamwork. You've not understood teamwork. A lot of you have put that fact that in my parents' home, I saw my dad looking after my mum. But there was teamwork. Deep it, there was teamwork. And a lot of people saying about my mum stayed at home. A lot of these mums that you're talking about who in your past months, I've been working. Don't ever get it twisted. Some of you are going on like your mum stayed at home and that's all she ever did. There are people that are like that. But a lot of our mums were working, guys. A lot of your mums were working. And if they weren't working, and when I even look back to even slavery days, the women are working in the cotton fields and so are the men. Where are you going about? It's a man's thing to provide. It's always been the case that both parties should be joining in with the provision. It's only been the case in the last few years, or let's say last 100, where the acceleration of women's education has come into play, and women are accelerating in the workplace. And for me, I'm like, that's great. I don't mind a woman accelerating in the workplace. Fantastic. Let's continue that. But why are we trying to put so much pressure on a man to provide? Let me take this. I'm going to be honest thing. I also flip it and understand and say this as well. I'm moaning because I'm broke. Do you hear what I'm saying? When I say broke, I'm not broke, but I'm saying I'm moaning because I don't earn enough to talk bread. Do you understand? If I earned 150k, I wouldn't care what my woman does. But guess what? I don't. So therefore, now I'm coming to you and talking about the situation. I don't earn 150k. So therefore, I can't afford your lifestyle. We have to work together. And I'm saying this because I'm seeing a lot of other different races and ethnicities who are speeding past black people because the couples work together. I'm seeing people who come to this country in UK, yeah, within 2 years have got a mortgage. The two of them got together, started working hard. And I'm talking about the women. I'm seeing women working just as hard as their men, bringing money into a joint account, buying a mortgage in 2 years. They've been in the country for 2 years together. And I'm seeing black people struggling. Why? Because y'all here coming to say about your mentality that's in the air, which is not the truth, by saying, well, I expect my man to work hard and da-da-da-da. Or I'll pay this little bill here, I'll pay this little bill here because my daddy did this. What kind of nonsense is that? What kind of nonsense is that? Do you not see the vision of what could be happening here? If we put our money together, we could have bought a mortgage and a second mortgage. But you're here saying, well, I expect him to work out, I expect him to cover me, etc., etc. So for me, it's frightening to see that type of ideology and that fantasy. And I know a lot of people are going to say that they weren't really saying that, but I'm just reiterating that point because for me, it was concerning. You can't compare yesterday's finance to today's finance. The rate of inflation is completely different. So if your parents or your parents, the man paid all the bills, unfortunately, you may not able to have that because the rate of inflation means your bargaining power, your buying power that you had in 2000 and in 1990 and 1980 is completely different to now. Especially in the UK, the house prices where a lot of people live, especially like places like London and stuff, it's impossible now for one person on their salary to be able to afford a house in London. So for me, when I looked at the situation, like I said, it depends on the dysphoria because, like I said, America is different from UK. But from a UK perspective, a lot of the comments seemed a bit wild for me. And I wanted to put that across and I want to just conclude. Marriage is teamwork. Marriage is two becoming one. This is what God has orchestrated it for. He orchestrated that man and woman become one. Meaning mine is no longer mine, it is ours. hours. So my salary, my wages is now yours. Your salary, your wages is now mine. We work together as a team. And that's why the Bible talks about the fact that your body is no longer your body, it's my body. And my body is no longer mine, it's yours. And do not starve each other of, it talks about sex, but I'm just giving a point of view which is two becoming one, understanding that you are a team. And if you're a team, you don't try to say, well, I will only do 30% of the workload because of. No, we work together. Yes, I have a role to play, and potentially more than likely I'm going to end up paying more because if I earn more. But if I don't earn more, does that remove my masculinity? Does that remove the fact that I'm a man because I could not pay more in the relationship? Let's say you earn more. So now, are you now the man because you earn more? My masculinity and my provider skills are not tied into how much I earn. A leader is not based upon when it's going good. A leader is based upon when the ship is sinking. What do you do? That will let you know what a man is like. When things are on the rocks, what does he do? That's how a man earns his stripe as a man. So don't get it twisted. The finances, anybody can do that. Baby fathers can do that. Okay? Baby fathers who don't want to see their kid can pay for the baby mother and the kid. He's not a provider. He is simply a bank. Don't ever get those things twisted. But that's me. Let me keep it short and sweet. You understand? Little black book, you already know what time it is. You already know what time it is. Now I know things. Okay, let me stop. Listen, guys. Love, peace. And I don't know the rest of it. But like, share, and subscribe. You already know what time it is. And get gay. I'm signing out, baby.